awesome one. I'm going to show you guys how to use the link system today on 3ds Max. So right here we're just going to make like a crane type little mechanism. It doesn't have to be fancy or anything, as long as it has two bases and that, so the crane part can sit on it and that. So I'd recommend putting a sphere just to give it a little height and make it fairly long so you can get it over the edge of the block and that. And right here, we did it last year in Animation 20 for class, so I thought it's a fairly important thing to learn. And right here, you're just adding the box tool to the sphere using AutoGrid. And what we're going to do is put a ball on the ground, pick it up, turn it about 180 degrees, drop it, and it's sort of for cartoons. If you want to pick up a briefcase or something, make the character walk with it, link the briefcase to them, and then when they want to put down the briefcase or something, you can drop it in it. It's sort of the same concept that we're learning. It's really easy to do, and right here I'm just testing it out and that, make sure it's all hooked up and that. At first I think I had messed it up and finally got it figured out. So right here we're about to link the ball to the box. So right here, I'm not sure what I was doing. I forgot to link it, so I was testing to see if the box was attached to the sphere and would rotate and that. So I'm just lining up the ball with the box. As you can see in the top left, it's not lined up quite right, so I'm just moving around. So right here, we're going to move the box and link it up after it's all lined up and that. And this part's the easy part, where you just move it to the left a bit, and then after you can link it. And I'm having a tough time trying to move it in that, because I was just going by that shadow there in the bottom right, and it wasn't lining up right. And then I figure out, oh yeah, I have the top left to use. So there, I finally have it figured out. Now I'm gonna lower the bar toward the ball. So right here, add a key, use the rotating tool, and move down the bar a bit. So you just move it down, make it so it touches the ball, and move the keyframe over about 5, and click that little chain in the top left there, and click on the ball and drag from the ball to the sphere, I believe is how it goes. And then see right here, you can lift up the ball while it's linked to the bar and that. And this part, you can make it so you're swiveling slowly, so it'll go like 90 degrees every time. And so bring it to the front, add another keyframe, bring it another 90 about, and then add another keyframe and bring it to the other side. And right here, I forgot how to unlink it and make it so it drops it and then goes back to its normal spot. So I just had to figure out how to do that, and I finally had gotten it. So right here, I have it all set up so it goes from the one side to the other. And you'll see in a second when I play it, it doesn't drop the ball and leave it. It just sort of drops it on the other side, because there's a specific way you have to link it. So right here, I'm almost done my animation part. I'm moving it back, just like we had done before, and it messed up kinda, as you'll see in a second. It wasn't that great. I wish I had prepped for this before I had done it, but... And then I press the play button, and as you can see, the bar just moves on its own. I didn't properly link it. So in a second here I'll show you how to properly link it and make it so it picks up the ball from one side, swivels all the way to the right side, drops it, and then you'll have a perfect little crane picking up an object, dropping it, and going back. So right here, I was just testing to see why it wasn't working, so I linked the ball into the crane to see if I could try and get it to work again. After I had researched it, I figured out why it wasn't doing it, because you have to go into a specific link for the animation program, and I'm about to show you that in a second here. I had to make a second part for this video. So right here, this is the part where I had made the actual way of adding the little link constraint. So right here, add a little plane just below the ball, line it up so it's directly underneath it, and just make sure most of it's touching the ball once it goes down. So right here, it's mostly touching, and once you're there, you go up to the top to where that little animation button is, and you go to constraints. In constraints, you want to go to link constraint, and in here you have to click the ball. After you click the ball, you'll see in there's a box and it says start time at 4 or whatever. Just make sure it's on the keyframe you want it to start, and then as you can see, it links the ball and the plane to the ball, and then it moves it. And right here, once you swivel it to the other side, make sure it's touching the ground, and once it's touching the ground, you go into just above that little white box up to link to world, and it drops that plane. Instead of dropping the ball, we're just going to drop the plane for now, and it's like a magnetic crane that's picking up a sheet of metal and placing it down. So that's how linking works, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you can use it usefully. Thanks. Bye.